Hey, fellow knife aficionados. Today we're going to be looking at this really cool knife here today. It is a Condor Huron. Man, really cool knife. Look at that. Really cool looking knife. Is it worth buying this knife? Um, what are the bad things about this knife? What are the good things about this knife? How does this thing compare to other knives? And more importantly, should you buy this knife? So we're going to be looking at those issues today. And if you'd like to see more about it, go ahead and watch the video. Hey guys, welcome back to the Fortified Castle. Today we're going to be talking about this large Huron from Condor. Really nice knife. I just want to welcome back all of my friends and say hi to you. And also hi to my foreign friends. Guten Tag, Hola, Ciao, Bonjour, Privet to my foreign friends. And so as you saw in the preview of this, this is a really awesome knife, and look at this fantastic sheath. Really nice. Not double stitched, but nice. You know, you have nice burnishing here. It's a nice sheath. I've heard people complain that this is too hard. I don't know. You know, it looks like a knife sheath to me. Nice sheath to me. This is my Bark River. Really nice sheath. It is a little softer. It is a little softer than this right here, but this looks just bad, right? Nice job on the sheath. It really looks good. That's the Condor logo. And let's get a look at this knife. And so, yeah, this is a large Huron. The difference between the large and the regular Huron is the regular Huron is wrapped only on the front here. The handle is a little bit straighter, I think, and it's 4¼ inches blade length, where this is a 5¾ inch blade length. So this is a lot bigger, but this is I got this for a couple reasons. One, I like the double braid here. I think it looks really bad. And also I like this size knife. So this is a pretty good working camping bushcraft hunting knife at 5¾ inches. I tend to like blades that are between 5 and 6 inches out in the woods. And so this knife overall is 10 and 3/4 inches long. It has a 5-inch handle. The blade is 5 and 3/4 inches. You can see it's a recurve blade, and it looks like a Scandi grind, but it is not. It's a convex grind. And so on two accounts there, that might put a lot of guys out of the market for this. I don't really like recurve blades, and a lot of guys aren't going to like convex grind on them either. And a convex grind, if you don't know what that is, rather than a tip like this where you have a hollow grind, the convex grind is kind of round like that. But Mike Stewart at Bark River, he loves them, and he says that provides the sharpest edge and longest lasting edge because it's thick on the edge. And so if you're looking for a knife that'll maintain its edge a little bit longer, convex grind is probably the way to go. You know, over the years, I've learned to use convex grinds, and it's not as big as an issue to me anymore. They're fairly easy to maintain. Most of the time I just use sandpaper and I'm rolling that sandpaper over, or you're moving the blade like this, and that maintains that convex edge on the knife. So anyhow, the handle is walnut, which is pretty nice. Look at that real quick. And you have brass braided wire. This is strictly aesthetic, and you don't really need to have that for the strength of the knife. But back in the 1600s, 1700s, they did a lot of this. A lot of knives had these braids on them to help hold the handles on. You have a very generous lanyard loop there. That's pretty nice. And overall, I'd say the quality on this knife is pretty good. So it cut paper when I got this knife, but that's one of the major complaints that I hear about this knife, is that they don't come very sharp. So I haven't heard a lot of people say they just fall apart on them or blades break or anything like that. There's a lot of videos on this knife. I did do some minor woodwork with this knife when I first got it, and what I found is this recurve edge just sucks that wood right into it. So if you're feather stripping, it just sucks the edge in there, and it feather strips really good. I had to put a good edge on this, so it cut paper, but it didn't cut hair, and so I had to rework the edge. I hear that a lot in videos, guys talking about how they put that to a flat grind. You do you, and I think that's just fine. I found that I didn't need to do that. I just hung the edge a little bit more and made it sharper. So made it a more consistent edge. And I still have work to do on it. I'd like to clean that up a lot. But I did find that in places I had to use a file, so the edge wasn't completely consistent when I first went at it, and so I really have to reprofile the whole edge on this to get a very fine edge. It was fine. I mean, the way it came out of the box, you could take it out and use it. It resharpened. It was fine. But I like my knives to be really sharp, and honestly, this wasn't like getting a cold steel knife. And so you can see here it's from El Salvador. You see kind of a beat finish on that. It's kind of a stonewash finish, but what I think they've done here is they just haven't cleaned the knife after forging, and so that's what that looks like to me. And I like it. It's kind of cool looking. Sorry, I'm trying to get this in for you. You see the Huron, the 1095 high carbon steel. That's different from Condor. That was another criticism of Condor, is they used a 1075. There's nothing wrong with 1075. It's a little softer, and the main reason is they make a lot of machetes, and you want a machete to have some give, right? You're slamming that thing down into wood, and you want it to bend a little, and so I don't think 1075 is a bad steel, and but I think it's good that they went to 1095. That's their American market. That's what Americans like, and it's a good steel. I think it'll be a good choice for them, and so overall, I like this knife. I like the design. I like the curve in the handle. Knives that curve in the handle, it's easier to stab with, and also it's easier to chop with, I think. And you got plenty of handle here to back off with a lanyard and do a little bit of chopping in the camp. I think it'll do a great job skinning. The blade is fairly thin. I didn't get the thickness stats off of that. Hold on just a second. Okay, so it's 0.012 in the inch there. Completely adequate for a good camp knife. Okay, so I like this knife. I paid $90 for it. Is that a good value for $90? I don't know. I think there's a lot of Chinese options that'll come in way below that with better steel. Um, Kydex sheaths. I don't mind a leather sheath. I like it, but if you're out in the woods a lot and the rain doesn't bother you, and you're going to go out in the woods in the rain, definitely a thermoplastic or Kydex sheath is going to be better. I tend not to want to. I find them kind of miserable in the rain, and so I'm okay with the leather sheath. I'll just dry it off and put some leather protector on it, and it'll be fine. So at $90, I just think this knife is I don't know, a little much, but it's kind of hard to tell because you know uh, all companies are charging more for their knives, but when you look at a knife like this, Cold Steel SRK. It's got with a high carbon steel, you can get this knife for $40, and it's a well-made knife. They're really tough and durable knives. Um, Very comfortable handle, but it's kind of two different knives, aren't they? So this is a modern high-tech hunting knife. This kind of harkens back, and I don't know. For me, the reason I bought this is I like this. I like to carry this. I can't wait to take it outside on a hike or a overnight camp. And I've done that with this knife, and these are fantastic camp knives. These SRK knives, and for $40, I mean, they're a steal. They're a steal for that price. And that's one of the problems with the $90 price tag on this. But you got to ask yourself, on a leather sheath like this, with this, not just a leather sheath, but design, you would pay at least 50, probably around $75 to get this sheath made. And so when you look at it like that, it doesn't seem like the knife costs that much. This is my Bark River, and very nice sheath on this. I like it. You can use it in scout position if you want. So you have some different attachment options on the sheath, and it's actually a smaller blade. Two different knives though. This is kind of top of the line. They're still using just A2 steel is what I got, and I think that is just fine. Super edge on this knife. Look at that. Super edge. And real stag handles, mosaic pins, liners. So you're talking, I think I paid $260 for this knife, and I got a deal. I got it on sale. And so you can't really compare these two knives. And wow. I don't know. I just think this is a little much for $90. That's just my feeling. But I also think this knife is just fine, and it's going to do you well for a long time. Nice solid walnut handles, and it looks really cool. It looks primitive. I like that look. I like this sheath. It works well in the sheath. It doesn't come out, but it doesn't strap in. But those kind of sheaths kind of aggravate me. And if you'll notice, Bark River doesn't strap in either. It just fits in there, and it's snug. And this is the same way. So I wouldn't take points off because this doesn't strap in. And you can always make it strap if you feel strongly about it. But anyhow. I Man, I don't know that I'd recommend this. I haven't taken it out in the woods yet and used it, but I don't see any reason why this wouldn't be a good knife. You have to be prepared to maybe work on the edge a little bit when you get this knife. I mean, for me, it needed to be a lot sharper. I like my knives really sharp, but if you like your knives sharp, and you sharpen your own knives anyhow. I mean, a lot of guys get brand new knives, cold steels that are razor sharp, and put their own edge on them. So I don't know. If you're not good at sharpening a knife, you may not want to take a chance on this, because my feeling is that's the number one critique of this knife, is the edge is not super sharp when you get it. So anyhow, that's my review on this knife. I really, really like the knife. Condor has a lot of really cool knife designs. That's a Jim Flower design. He's an avid outdoorsman, um, and he designs knives off of use. You know, he's a survivalist. So I think the design of the knife is sound. I think the knife is sound. I think it's a pretty good value. And the only critique I would say is you might have to sharpen it up a little, hone it up to be at the level you want it to be at. So anyhow, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more content like this, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks again, guys. I really, really appreciate your support.